Verbally Effective with Ina Esco is an interview-style podcast that intersects art, culture, politics, and entertainment with a Memphis focus. Each week, I'm joined by a featured guest with roots in Memphis. Verbally Effective delves into each guest's personal journey to uncover the incredible stories fueling their purpose, the highs and lows of their pursuits, and how through their passion, they are moving the culture forward. Be sure to follow Verbally Effective and Ina Esco on Instagram. Also, download the Verbally Effective podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play Music. Don't forget to check out the website and submit to be a guest at verballyeffective.com.
What's going on, everybody? She got DJ Superman, the Marvin Gaye DJs, a.k.a. Soup Diop. Hey, I'm having a great day and a great time hanging out with my sister from Verbally Effective, Ina Esco, the best ever. Check that out.
What's up, everybody out there? I am Sharika Holmes, and I am with Sharika Fitness Bombshell, and we are going to rock it out on Verbally Effective. Stay tuned.
WYXR 91.7 FM Memphis, your double E, Ina Esco in the building. How is everyone doing on this Tuesday afternoon? Check it out. We are live in the studio doing a live Verbally Effective podcast today. And today my guest is the incomparable Henry Reaves III, Esquire. He is the founder of the Henry Reaves Law Firm, and he just released, well, he hasn't just quite released it yet. He's been doing some private screenings, but the movie will drop on October 7th, Queen Rising. We're going to get all in Henry's business today. How are you, Henry?
Oh, fantastic. Thank you for having me here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, you are indeed Verbally Effective. You are a part of the alum. Now, we did an interview during, like, the heavy side of COVID. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And we talked about your journey, but we're going to recap some of that before we get into some of the projects that you have underway. So let's kick it off. What part of Memphis are you from, Henry?
Man, I'm born here in Memphis, but I'm actually, I would say, from Mississippi, right outside Holly Springs, Ashland, Mississippi. I graduated class in 98, but my father was in the Navy, so in between kindergarten and 12th grade, we moved around. I went to 12 different schools.
12 different schools?
12 different schools, lived in different countries, different states, and, I came back to Memphis in 2009, and, we bought our home there in Whitehaven, and that's where we've been, for the last 13 years, right in the Haven.
Yes. I have a lot of guests that absolutely love Whitehaven. What is it about Whitehaven that everybody is so enamored with?
Man, I think one of the things about Whitehaven that gets slept on is, if you look at the average income there, it's similar to Bartlett. And so, when I was growing up, like even in Ashland, it's like, when you thought of like black people with money and, when you made it, it was like, man, I want to move to Twinkletown.
Twinkletown,
like,
yes.
Like that's where, like, man, you hear people talk, man, I got me a girl with money, man. She both live off of Twinkletown. And so it's kind of always been the, the aspirational place to be. And then when you go there, they have such, such great schools, like my children. To John P. Freeman optional school, I think is one of the best schools in the state of Tennessee. My daughter graduated from Whitehaven High, and their optional program is also phenomenal. And it's just a lot of good, hard-working people. We get a lot of bad publicity, and it's because of the area, there are going to be some negative things that happen. But for me, Whitehaven, that's what kind of where I started my business. They supported me and they built me up, and I love it, man. It's the Haven, man.
Yes, it's home, right?
It's home.
All right. Well, let's get into your law firm, Henry Reaves, the Reaves Law Firm. Now, we see you on billboards, we see you on commercials. Tell the good people, how did the Reaves Law Firm come about, and why did you specialize in that particular field of law?
Yeah, well, when I got out of law school, I got a job with one of the law firms downtown. We were primarily doing insurance defense, so I was working for a lot of the Fortune 500 companies, and I got to see the other side of the law, and I got to be in a position where I was basically keeping poor people from getting paid. I was, and that just didn't sit right with me. And I wanted to be on the other side. I want to, help my people. I wanted to help the poor people, the hurt people and stuff like that. And I went and I applied at, Morgan & Morgan and Cochran Firm and, all the places that you see on the billboards with the catchy jingles, and, no one gave me an opportunity. The last place I went, I was telling them, me, being from Memphis and having so much of my family in Memphis, I was telling them how many cases I was getting and how many people were coming to me and asking, if I handled car wrecks and stuff like that. And I believe they thought that I was just lying, or I was trying to upsell myself, and they looked me in my eyes and they told me, well, if you can do all that, what do you need us for? And that was my last interview. And I started my law firm right there in Whitehaven in my daughter's bedroom. And, we moved up, we, stacked up a little bit, and we moved to 4466 Elvis Presley, the first CME building. Okay. And I was down there on the first floor, and it was just me in the office in one space. And then we moved up to the third floor, and, man, we just kept going and growing. And, that's where we are today. And now we have offices in Memphis. We also have offices in Jackson, Mississippi. Roughly around 20 attorneys, about 100 staff altogether.
Wow, and you got a big firm.
Yeah, as far as I know, we're the largest black-owned personal injury law firm in the South.
In the South?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And, people having wrecks every day.
Yeah.
Like, I can't count the wrecks that I've had in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But are there, like, peak seasons for wrecks, or is it just busy all the time?
Man, it's busy all the time, and I think that it's gonna be like that because right now in America we definitely have addiction to these cell phones.
Yes, we do.
And people are addicted to the cell phone to the point where there's people out here driving, doing Facebook statuses, doing live on Instagram, and it only takes a second of not paying attention to really, hurt somebody. And so until we do something about this addiction to social media, this addiction to cell phones, I think that there's going to be a lot of car wrecks and car accidents.
Yes, indeed, because I have a 17-year-old son, and I'm always on. They glued to the phone, first of all. I'm like, and now he's driving. I'm like, you better not be on that phone driving. And now he's like, but Mama, I see you on the phone driving.
Don't be like, you see me going to work every day, too. You do that part. Now, you got them kids, they want to pick and choose what part they want to look at and follow. Nah, don't follow that part now. Follow this other part. Mama got an MBA. Do that part.
Do that part. Oh, we don't even want to talk about, look, he a senior in high school. We don't even want to talk about the child. We go on and on with these kids. But let's go back to Henry Reaves, honey. Now, I feel like it's a renaissance going on in Memphis right now. There's a lot of new developments, especially downtown Memphis, new businesses popping up left and right. Do you feel that we're undergoing a renaissance right now here in Memphis?
I feel that we are. I feel that we are undergoing a renaissance in different aspects. I feel like there's a lot of new development going on, but I also feel like there's a renaissance as far as on the art scene.
Yes.
I was just downtown yesterday, and all the cameras out there where they were filming like Young Rock or something like that downtown.
Oh yes, The Rock.
And so it's a good time, and at the same time, I feel that we're experiencing kind of lows that we haven't experienced, in a while, and we're kind of experiencing highs that we haven't, felt in a while. So, man, I'm just here. I'm excited, and I'm invested in the city. Rain, sleet, or snow, I'll be here. We'll be here. And so, looking forward to it.
Yes, so we're going to get all into your passion project after I play a little underwriting real quick. We're going to get all into this movie that you have created here in Memphis with Memphis characters, directed by a Memphian. You produced the movie, and we're going to talk all about it. Up next, we have Henry Reaves in the building from the Henry Reaves Law Firm, and he has that new movie, Queens Rising dropping very soon.
WYXR is sponsored in part by Indie Memphis, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Indie Memphis Film Festival, October 19th through the 24th. Tickets and more information at indiememphis.org.
All right, we're back on WYXR 91.7 FM Memphis. Your Double E, Ina Esco, in the building, doing a live Verbally Effective podcast with my good friend Henry Reaves of the Henry Reaves Law Firm. This is actually part dose of our discussions on his journey. Like I said before, he actually joined me during the peak of COVID, and now so much has changed in his world. He actually just put out a passion project. So Henry, let's get right into Queen Rising. Where did this come from? Like, you got a whole law firm, honey. Mm-hmm. And so apparently the arts are very important to you for you to invest in a project such as this. So tell me, where did Queen Rising come from?
Oh man, it was I always had a passion for movies. My wife would kid me because every movie that comes out, I'm pretty much in the movie theater.
You like the new movies?
I like the new movies. Okay. I like to go. I like to see it. Maybe I'm old fashioned, but I still like actually going to a movie theater and sitting in that dark room and being able to clear my mind, completely for 90 minutes or 120 minutes. And so, I'd always kind of had a passion for it, but my first focus and my primary focus is always going to be on the business, is always going to be on the law firm. So I was really, 10 years into my practice before I really had the time to even, step away just for a little bit. And the pandemic kind of provided that because, what happened is they didn't have any trials. And so the courts were shut down for roughly about, 2 years.
Two years.
So, yes, they were just continuing every single trial. So a lot of that energy and time while I would be in the courtroom, I would be trying cases, I had to have another avenue for that. And that's kind of where the opportunity came in to create Queen Rising. And Queen Rising, it just came from a place of me wanting to make something that was truly, truly entertaining. And so I came up with a story, I came up with a concept, the twist, and I went and I got a sister out of Hollywood, Allison, Allison, to go ahead and write the screenplay for me. And so I gave her the story. She wrote the screenplay. I went here in Memphis. I got a Memphis director, Princeton Eccles.
Shout out to
you
Princeton.
Don't hear, like, if y'all haven't heard about this man, y'all will hear about him. He cold. And he's going places, and he's working on the set of the Young Rock right now. As we speak. So I got him. I got a local cinematographer here, Jordan Donnells. Okay. And so my role as the executive producer, I just really identified those key positions, and I deferred to them because I know my lane is, I'm an attorney, and I do that, and I do it well. So I want to make sure that when it comes to this movie making, that I was the only person who was a rookie on the set. Okay. Yeah. And so I just try to build a very strong team, and then I defer to them. I try to build a strong team, and then just let them be free and tell them, hey, man, share your art with the world. Do what is your best, and gave them their freedom. And man, everything just ended up working out so perfectly. I had the actress who we have, our lead actress, April Hale, absolutely phenomenal. If you ever Google her or you go on IMDb, she's been in several movies, starring in some Hallmark movies. She lives out in Hollywood, but she's from the Haven.
She's from the Haven.
Shout
out to April Hale.
she is from the Haven, and I felt like it was just destiny that we got her, because our production studio in Whitehaven was actually, it's on Hale Road.
Isn't that something?
And we end up getting this actress, April Hale, and I'm talking about, when you're talking about carrying a film, man, she put it on her back and she did her thing. And even though she is a Hollywood actress, working out there and living and working out there in Hollywood, she is born and raised here in Memphis, and she's from Whitehaven. And our, one of our lead actors, Zayman Glasper, he is in films. He's very heavy out in the Atlanta industry, and he has, great stuff coming out. But he's born and raised right here in Memphis. He's an Orange Mound product, born and raised. And so, the same can be said for, a lot of people, the head of our makeup department, all the way to costumes, to producers. It's like it's so much Memphis inside of this.
Very Memphis. I see my girl Bianca McMillan. She's a former verbally effective guest as well.
Goodness.
She out the chain.
Oh my goodness! And this is what I'm saying is, look, if y'all know these people, you better get friends with them now, because it's gonna be hard to talk to them after a while.
Okay.
They're going places. It's one thing about Memphis is, when we're talking about art, people can try to down Memphis all they want. They could talk about crime, they could talk about poverty, but I'm going to tell you is the rest of the world wants to emulate Memphis.
Yes, they do.
Yes. And when there's art that comes out of Memphis, the rest of the world is going to pick up on it, and the rest of the world is going to follow it. Like, you can't go to any city in America right now and turn on the radio and not hear all Memphis music.
All Memphis. Memphis is the blueprint, actually.
Yes.
So I feel like, with the essence of the Renaissance, we're getting our just due now. Like, they recognize and they respecting it. And we're getting our flowers right now.
We getting our flowers, and one of the things that one of the unique things that I try to do with this movie, where Memphis, where they kind of get Memphis, as artists is, they try to remove the ability for the Memphis artists to really monetize, on their art. So it's all this art,
Why
it's
is
all
that?
This influence. Man, it's designed like that. It's a good money.
Systematic.
It's systematic, and so the thing that we kind of did with this one was, this is truly an independent effort. So, I financed the movie, I greenlit the movie, all the marketing, all the promotions, any billboards, any TVs or anything that you see like that, that's all us. That's all independent, from us. We worked out a deal with Malco Studios, and we self-distributed. So every single ticket that gets sold, is going back, and it's building, it's building us up. So we're actually, making money. We're putting money into the pot. Okay. And so I'm trying this and I'm testing this aspect out. And if this, works, goes the way that we want, the way that we create films in Memphis could possibly change. Because now it's not like, I don't need your permission, for anything. Yes. I don't need, you can't, I still get to maintain my artistic integrity. I get to tell the stories that I want to tell in the way that we want to tell them, in our voice, completely independent and free. And so that's, so that's one of the big things I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and I feel like, your messaging, even with your law firm, is all about expressing our voice, and telling our stories. So I feel like this is the first of many. This is the first of many of your...
Hey, that's the plan, man. We I'm talking about, I got a screenplay so cold called Memphis Hook.
Hook.
It's called Memphis Hook, and I'm talking about, man... we gotta let this do what it does, but this is definitely going to be the first of many. God willing, it's going to be the first of many, and we're going to employ a lot of people. Maybe one of the happiest times of my entrepreneur journey, ever was like doing this movie, and when we had our rap party, out at Love when we got done. Shout out to Big Whoop.
Yes.
And so just the pure joy that you see with these artists, with these actors, when they get the opportunity to actually, share their gift with the world. Like, that's all they want to do, is they just want to work.
That's all they want to do.
They just want to act. They just want to sing. They just want to write. they just want to, take videos, be a cinematographer, and they don't really have the opportunity if we don't have the projects in Memphis.
That's true. A true creative, that's all they want to do.
That's all they want to do. And and it was such a joyous occasion to be able to really allow them to actually do that. And I would love to spend the rest of my life providing those opportunities.
So we're going to have to let somebody else go run the Reaves Law Firm while Henry getting his movie back.
Hold up now. Let's not take it too far now. Let's not take it too far. I mean, hey, now we holding this. We gonna
hold it all down.
Yeah, man. We already know what's we know what makes it all possible, and so we'll hold that down. But I definitely want to be in the light of the Medici, like a Memphis Medici, that I can be in a position that we can have the resources that where we can fund these type of opportunities, that we can give these people opportunities to make their art and to share it with the world. Because once the world gets a hold of this Memphis talent and what Memphis is doing, they're going to eat it up. They're not going to be able to get enough of it.
I agree. Now, I know the movie was shot in Memphis. Got a whole team of Memphians behind this project. What areas in Memphis were you frequenting to do the scenes?
We had the university stuff. A lot of that was at Christian Brothers, but then a lot of it was in Whitehaven. So it's restaurants. So we stayed in the Haven. It's Egg King. Man, a lot of the scenes in the house, the family dinner scenes and stuff, was actually shot at my house. Okay. And
so you in the movie, Henry? Are you in the movie? You got some cameos.
I do have little cameos. I'm in there for just 10 seconds.
Okay.
Just doing. I ain't one of them producers trying to be all in the video dancing.
Come on, did
it? But yeah, so we were really trying to get a particular person to play this one role, and it was just kind of at the last minute. There was conflicts and they kind of pulled out, so I had to come in and do my thing. So I hope y'all enjoy my acting debut.
Yes, we got to check you out now. I know April Hill is like the main lead in the movie, but tell us, what is the premise of Queen Rising? I did see the trailer. I know it's a thriller. What can you tell us specifically?
Well, I can tell you, the movie Queen Rising is about a young teacher here in Memphis. She went to school here in Memphis, and while she was in school, there was a series of killings that happened, and no one really knew exactly who the killer was. Now, she gets tracked down years later, and they want to write a book about it. And when they write the book about it, she starts explaining her story, telling her story. We get to go back in time and see what that story is. But there's some unexpected consequences and new stuff comes up by opening up Pandora's box like that. And so this is a movie that, you're going to get a little bit of everything. And, there's going to be some comedy. There's going to be some drama, a little romance. It's going to be nerve-wracking. And it's one of those movies that's going to keep you guessing to the very end.
Yes, I like those kind of movies.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing when I came in, when I made a movie is, because I'm a principled person and there's lots of messages that I want to get across. But I said, man, like, when we make a movie, first and foremost, it has to be entertaining. Like, man, if I just want to just talk and preach to people, like, I could write a book or a post or something like that. But, like, man, if these people are going to pay their money and they're going to come out to this movie and they're going to sit down and they're going to focus this, like, at a minimum, it's my duty to make it entertaining first and foremost. So, that's my guarantee is that, man, if you watch this movie, like, you're going to be entertained.
Yes. First and foremost.
Yes.
Okay, so how can everybody see Queen Rising?
Well, Queen Rising, we're playing at the majority of the Malco theater, so you can go to malco.com and you can get your pre-sale tickets for Queen Rising. It's going to open October 7th, and it'll have a run depending on how receptive people are to it. But October 7th is when it starts. Just come to your local Malco and come watch Queen Rise and watch it 3, 4, 5 times.
Yes, support Memphis. We have to support our own Henry Reaves with the Reaves Law Firm. New movie Queen Rising dropping October 7th at your Malco theaters. Make sure you support my guy Henry Reaves. He out here on the grind. He doing it for Memphis. He got Memphis on his back. All the Memphis creatives are involved. And I feel like Memphis Hook. When we gonna see Memphis Hook? That's in development.
Memphis Hook is in development. Y'all gonna hear about that.
We gonna hear about that. He don't want to tell you too much right now. But Henry, other than your law firm, the new movie that you have, I know that you are very active in the community of Memphis. I believe I saw you receive an award not too long ago. I'm trying to remember what I saw on social media. But tell me about your involvement in the actual community. I know you're very vested.
Yeah. So I recently was recognized by the Memphis Business Journal as Executive of the Year.
Yes,
and
congratulations.
Thank you. So that was definitely an honor to be recognized as for the Small Business Award. 40th annual is the top CEO in Memphis. And, one of the things that I like and I pride myself about it is that's not a black award. That's not a best black executive.
You the top.
Best this. That's top. So, to be recognized as, for the business acumen and as an entrepreneur, I mean, that felt really good. As far as contributing and giving, to the city of Memphis is, man, I truly feel that if anyone who's reached any level of success, like at a certain point, like it can't be about you just getting more money. Are you getting more cars? Are you getting a fancier house? Or are you getting this? There's really no fulfillment, in that. And so for me, at this point in my life, how I receive fulfillment is really, helping my people, helping to lift my people, helping my people to achieve, their dreams, and doing my best to try to, to try to educate and to try to open up, people's eyes. And there's a reality that's kind of been, placed upon people, and there's certain a certain place in society that people feel that they have to be or that they're supposed to be. And I'm trying to open up people's eyes and show, our people that, no one is better than us.
Yes, and Memphis has such a rich history, such a colorful history. So many things have happened here, and I just feel like we said before, Memphis is undergoing this big renaissance right now. So I'm all about it. I'm all about the education, because that's very important. Because like you said, we were talking earlier before we began, these kids, they're on their phones all the time. They have access to so much information. They need to understand what the correct information is, right? So they need our guidance. They need our support. I know you probably talking to your daughter all the time about what's really going on, right? Man,
I'm trying to talk to my kids, kind of all the time and kind of let them know. I mean, a lot of this stuff has been intentional. They remove critical race theory, out of schools, or they've been labeled as critical race theory, when in actuality, it's really teaching about the history, of our people. And so these kids, they got eyes. And so these little kids, these little boys and girls from, Fraser, North Memphis, Westwood, and, a lot of these other places, like, they can look around and they see, like, their community, and they can see what's going on in their community, and they can see the age of their schools. They can see the condition of, a lot of their communities. And then, when they ride over to Collierville or they ride to Germantown or they go downtown, like, they can see it different.
Yes.
And the danger is like, if they don't understand kind of where that difference came from, if they don't understand, like, what's behind that difference, I think the default is they're just going to say, well, we're just inferior, or we're less of a people, or, these types of things. And so that's why I think it is very important to, really kind of let people know the whole play behind how we got to where we are. It took a very, concentrated effort to get us to this position. And it's going to take, the same amount of effort, the same amount of unity, the same amount of, strategic intervention to get us out of this position that we're in.
That's true.
And so that's the big thing, man. It's just, letting these children know exactly, who they are. They're beautiful, they're queens, they're kings, and, we do have a way to get out of this. We accept a lot of stuff as normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. Everyone in America does not live like when you're in the 4th and 5th and 6th grade, and every year you burying your friends, like every year.
True.
And you seeing your daddy in jail, and you seeing your mama in jail, and you seeing your grandmama in jail, and this person across the street place just got shot up, and like everybody doesn't live like that. Like
yes.
it's a way that a lot of us have lived, and we have so many people around us that have kind of lived that same existence. Like, man, I'm born in Memphis and, you know, in Mississippi, and my wife is from Champaign, Illinois, but a lot of our stories are the exact same. You know, it's similar stuff that they live through, but every section of society, you know, hasn't had to experience that and live through that. And so we got to a point where we accept it, but we don't have to.
We don't have to. You're so right on point with that, Henry. You know what? I have really been enjoying our conversation today for part 2 of the Live Verbally Effective podcast. Could you please let the audience know how they can continue to follow your journey and support you, Henry? Oh,
yeah. You can follow us, Reaves Law Firm on Facebook. We're on Instagram. You can follow us at Queen Rising, the movie, on Instagram. And you can follow me at Who's Your Lawyer 901 on Instagram. And we'll be giving updates of kind of what we're doing and where we're going. We got big plans, big ideas, and, you know, God willing, it's just beginning.
That's true. And I see like a big peak in your social media presence, Henry. Y'all active on social media now.
We trying to.
Yes.
We trying to get out there. That's one thing is we did a marketing study, you know, for Memphis, and it's like everybody over like 40 years old knew who I was in Memphis. Like over like 35 and something like that. But a lot of the younger crowds, I was missing them. They not watching Judge Judy.
Yeah. Right. You're trying to tap into that demo.
Yeah, I want to tap into that demo. I want to get in. I want to kind of reach them. I also want to try to be a positive example, for them.
Yes.
There's a lot of different ways to make money here in America, and there's nothing wrong with anything in the entertainment industry as far as being a rapper or a ball player, but there's other options.
Definitely.
Like I said at one time, it's like I know more millionaires with CDLs and mixtapes.
Okay, that's true. That is so true. There's other ways to get this money out here.
Yeah, and if we get as a people like that art, like that's something that you want to do. It's art. Like as an artist, if you get into it, solely and just to make money, man, there's other ways. It's going to be much easier, and it's going to be guaranteed that you can get that money.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what, Henry? I really feel like you can tap into that demo. I feel like you're very relatable. You're very heavily invested in the art world, and that's what these kids are drawn to. Mm-hmm. They love the arts and all facets of it. But I think you're gonna be able to accomplish that. I can help you out a little bit.
I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you. I want to. I mean, I'm looking at these young cats, and that was me, and that's my son, and that's my son's. That's my son's friends, and
that's our future.
That's our man. That's 100% our future, man. I felt good. Maybe about a year ago or something, I had a young man come to my office, and he was like, "Man, Reed, man, you a hood hero."
A hood hero.
And
that felt good, didn't it?
That felt good, man. That felt good. So, whatever I could do for my people and help us out, man, this our future.
That's true.
We didn't live, a lot of our life, man. So we looking at the ones who's behind us.
That's true.
We want to invest in them.
We got to take the time to do it. Take the time out to do it. That's why I'm at right now, Henry. Pouring into these kids,
man,
because that is our future.
Got to.
You got to set a precedent. Any shout outs before we go, Henry Reaves?
Oh yeah, man. I just definitely want to shout out. I want to shout out to Princeton, our director, Jordan Donnell, cinematographer, April Hale, Zaymon Glasper, man, just the entire crew and team, too many to name, and, just very thankful, man. First and foremost, glory to God, you know, for allowing me to be here and experience these blessings. And man, the city of Memphis, man, Black Haven, Westwood, Orange Mound, Fraser, everything.
The whole M, honey. Well, big shout outs to you, Henry Reaves. I want to give you your flowers. You're doing an exceptional job. I've been seeing you on TV for years. I had you on the Zoom for the first time we spoke on Verbally Effective, and now we're actually meeting in person.
Man, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for what you're doing, and I thank you for what you're doing for these entrepreneurs out here. And, you know, giving them exposure, giving them opportunities. I mean, man, you might be helping the next, Bill Gates, man.
You never know.
You
never know. And I think about that all the time. And it's just amazing. I've done probably your number 230. My guess 230 of people that are deeply rooted in Memphis that are making an impact. And I have so many more to talk to. The list is endless.
We need this positivity. Like, you're definitely a shining light when it comes to the media. We hear so many bad stories. But to have someone who's shining the light on some positivity, some growth, man, we need about another 1,000 of you right here in Memphis.
Yes, I'm trying to train them up. Look, Henry, I'm trying to train them up, honey. Well, thank you so much, Henry Reaves of the Reaves Law Firm. New movie, Queen Rising, dropping October 7th at your Malco theaters. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure to have you here today, Henry Reaves. Thank you so much.
Thank you.